Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to VIP Sportsnet. I am Jim Sproul along with Michael Dugan. Today we're talking about the NFL Week 7 matchups. So, Michael, you looking forward to this week? Some big games.
Big games, a do or die. If you're
Yeah,
if you're kind of like in Dallas, it's a do or die for this week.
For the Eagles.
Yeah.
But first game, let's talk about the Raiders traveling to Lambeau to play the Packers.
You know, it's kind of interesting. The Oakland Raiders, they had a bye after they played in London. 3-2. Green Bay, a short week for them, 5-1. You know, and so so Green Bay coming off with that Monday night winner
Gift. The refs.
Yeah, they got early Christmas present this year from the refs. Jim, what stood out? What stands out in this game for you?
Well, just some things I was checking out. You know, the Packers' rush defense, they are, in yards per carry, they're 29th. They're giving up 4.9 yards per carry for their 29th in the league. Raiders average 4.9 yards per carry. They're 7th in the league. Okay? Raiders are giving up 124 yards a game rushing. That's 23rd in the NFL. Raiders are averaging 134 yards, so they're 8th. Packers have given up 120 plus yards rushing in 4 of their 6 games. Like, okay. So I kind of think we know what Packers are going to come out and try to do.
Mm-hmm.
But to the Raiders, you know, their Achilles heel, they're allowing quarterbacks to have a 103.9 passer rating. That's 26th in the league. And they're 22nd in the league in passing yards allowed. Overall, the Raiders' offense is 21st in the league. Their defense is 17th. The Packers' 17th offense and 21st defense. Points per game, Raiders are only giving up 20 points, or scoring 20 points a game. Packers are scoring 23. Points allowed, Raiders are giving up 24, and the Packers are giving up 19. Yards, total yards gained, 357 for the Raiders, 370 for the Packers. And yards passing, Raiders are only averaging 223 yards passing. Green Bay's averaging 265. Yards rushing, Packers are averaging 105 yards. And like we said, the Raiders are averaging 134. Yards allowed, this one is pretty close. The Raiders are giving up 368 yards, Packers 384. Raiders are only allowing 92 yards rushing, and Packers, like we said, are giving up 124. You know, the leaders for both teams, Rodgers already has 1,590 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, 2 picks. Derek Carr is 1,117 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. The rookie Jacobs for the Raiders is finally getting going. They're giving him a few more carries, 430 yards for 4 TDs. Aaron Jones, 89 carries for 349, 8 touchdowns. Half of those touchdowns were against the Cowboys 2 weeks ago. Waller's the leading receiver for the Raiders. He's got 359 yards, and Devontae Adams, the injured one, was 25 receptions for 378 yards for the Packers. Any notable people being out? Not really. There's a lot of people questionable, but
Are questionable? I just said.
Yeah, Harris for the Raiders, Clelin Ferrell, the rookie defensive end's questionable. Gabe Jackson, the guard's questionable. Tyler Williamson's doubtful, and Darren Waller, the tight end, who's their leading receiver, he's questionable. Jimmy Graham's questionable for the Packers. Kevin King, the cornerback. Kenny Clark, the defensive tackle. So Packers are favored by 5 at home. How do you see this one going, Mike?
I'm actually going to go for Oakland, and I really am not an Oakland fan, but I think Jacobs will probably have a pretty good rushing game if they're giving up 124 yards a game.
Yeah.
So I think it would. And then they've been off for a week. I mean, so they're more healthier.
Canned, rested, and ready.
Yeah, so I'm saying Oakland.
Well, I'll take the Packers just because the quarterback. So just because of Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Next game, how about the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to play the Cincinnati Bengals? Well, we got Jaguars traveling to Cincinnati to play the 0-6 Bengals. What jumps out to you on this one, Michael?
How the Cincinnati hasn't won the game yet. I mean, that just they have. Everyone kind of knows about the injuries of AJ Green, but I think he's just kind of not. I don't know. I heard something about his trade value. I would have never thought the Bengals would have been this bad, but maybe I think Andy Dalton's pretty much been done in Cincinnati.
Yep.
But you have the stash going to Cincinnati, so the fan base we go into the game and Jacksonville 2-4. Jacksonville favored by 4.5.
Yep.
I don't know, Jim. What about you?
Well, I mean, I just look at this. Look at Leonard Fournette. He's averaging 5.1 yards a carry now, and then I look at the Bengals. They're allowing 5.3 yards per carry. They're 31st in the league. Okay, looks like we're going to get a heavy dose of Fournette.
Mm-hmm.
Then I look at the Jaguars defense. They've got 19 sacks on the year. That's 4th in NFL. Then I look over at the sacks allowed by the Bengals. They've given up 22 sacks, so they rank 28th in the league. And then with Gardner Minshew, like you talked about, he's quarterback rating of 97.5, which is 13th in the league. I'm going with the Jaguars on this one. The Bengals are 31st in defense, 26th in offense. They're inept on both sides of the ball. Jaguars actually 16th in offense, so they're right in the middle, and 23rd on defense. Even though they've got a lot of sacks, they registered. They're still giving up some yards, but yeah, that's. I'm going with the Jaguars on this one.
All right, what other game looks good?
Let's talk about the Cardinals and the Giants.
All right.
Alrighty, so not much excitement for two win teams playing each other, huh, Mike?
No, but Daniel Jones playing at home to the crowd, and he definitely probably want to bounce back from that upset. Not upset, but humiliation. Awful game on Thursday against the Patriots. Maybe I don't know the status of the running back coming back.
Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, he's in Shepard. But you look at Arizona, man, two in a row wins, and Murray's doing better every since his first game, throwing 3 interceptions. His interceptions have gone down.
Play calling's been different.
Yes.
I mean, last week I think they had 37 pass plays and they had 29 runs. Wasn't it that the running was overly effective? It just keeps people from blitzing them to death,
Yeah.
And that goes back to coaching and learning. Hey, this is different, here in the NFL than it is in the Big 12. This ain't Texas Tech.
Because that O-line is still very inexperienced, very young, very cheap.
Not good.
I'll say it that way.
Intriguing matchup in the sense that it's the first two quarterbacks taken in this past spring's draft. Kyler number 1 overall, then Jones number 6 overall. Giants defense. I mean, neither one of them's defense is any good. Let's just get that out of the way. Cardinals have the 30th ranked defense, and the Giants have the 28th ranked defense. And Cardinals are actually 9th rated offense, and Giants are 24th. But the Giants are giving up a 130 quarterback or passer rating allowed, so that's 25th in the league, and they're allowing 285 yards passing per game, which is second to last. I just look at this. The Cardinals are averaging 22 points a game. Giants are averaging 18. points allowed, the Cardinals are giving up 28 points. The Giants are giving up 26. Total yards per game, Cardinals are averaging a very healthy 400 yards a game. Packers 351. 277 yards passing for Kyler a game, 246 for Jones. Yards rushing, 122 favoring the Cardinals, 105 favoring the Giants. I assure you that would not be the case if Saquon Barkley was playing. What was he averaging? 6.4 yards a carry?
Yeah.
If he comes back this week, that dynamic changes. Yards allowed, they're pretty even here. Cardinals are giving up 428 yards, and the Giants are giving up 430. Passing yards, like we already said, they're Cardinals are giving up 296 passing yards, Giants 303. Rushing yards allowed, both of them are getting gashed. Cardinals are giving up 132 yards a game. Giants are giving up 127. If Saquon comes back, that Cardinals number is going to jump a lot. Individually, Kyler Murray's 1,664 yards, 7 TDs, 4 picks. Daniel Jones, 921 yards, 5 touchdowns, 6 picks. Leading rushers, Duke Johnson's got 298 yards, 2 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley's leading rusher for the Giants still. What has he been out, 4 games?
Mm-hmm.
And he's leading rusher still with 237 yards and 1 touchdown. The ageless one, Larry Fitzgerald, got 427 yards, 2 TDs for the Cardinals, and Evan Ingram, tight end / slot, whatever you want to call him, he's got 373 yards and 2 touchdowns for the Giants. How do you see this one, Michael? Who you favoring here?
I'm going Giants.
Are you really? If Saquon comes back, I would go the Giants, but just to be different here, I'll take the Cardinals and just see what happens there. Next game, you want to talk about the Dolphins taking the trip to Buffalo?
Sure, sounds good.
Well, it sounds like a big scoring game there, doesn't it?
Yep, sure does.
Yeah, this one, what, the Dolphins traveling to Buffalo to play, what was funny is you said that the Bills are favored by 17.
Yes.
And yet the Bills only average like 18 points a game.
Yeah, I mean...
Did you see the over and under on this one?
The over...
41 points.
Yeah,
40 scored no 41
40
points.
and a half, 40.5, yeah.
They ain't scored 41 points in this game.
I don't remember seeing Buffalo being favored by double digits in a while.
They don't even score that much. Even when they win, they don't score that much.
I feel sorry for Miami. Fitzpatrick got the duties this week to be the quarterback.
Yeah, go face that defense.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something positive to say about Miami, and
there's not really.
No.
They're ranked 31st in offense and 32nd in defense. I mean, that's rock bottom, bro.
Yep, and then you got the Bills coming off a bye, so they're healthy.
They're like injury list is like minuscule. They got like 3 players that are questionable. That's it. Like, okay. So, believe it or not, Bills still have the 10th rated offense in yards, and 3rd defense. It's not going to be a pretty game because the Dolphins are only averaging 8 points a game, and the Bills are averaging 18 points allowed. The Dolphins are allowing 36 points a game, and the Bills are allowing 14. So, I mean, total yards offensively, 258 for the Dolphins, 389 for the Bills. I think the Dolphins will go up a little bit with Fitzpatrick. I mean, he's got a few tricks left up his sleeve.
Yeah. So, but with that game, I'm going Buffalo.
Well, of course, yeah.
I mean, that's just,
don't walk out on the limb after Mike.
Yeah. The Bills Mafia will be in full force at the game. I think they're going to cover. I think they're going to do this cover the 17.